Do I sound weird?
I mean, I don't know, because you've had this cold for...
Well, like a week.
But I've gotten used to you.
Yeah. It's just, I've got I bought yesterday because my face was killing. You know when you get sinus pain?
Yeah.
You get like, the basic side of your face hurts.
Yeah.
So I went down to the shop and I bought like a thing for my nose.
A nasal spray.
Yeah, that one. And oh man, what a difference that made. I could breathe all last night. Real good. Stop the pressure, stop the pain.
Do you want to get some of that going on before we...
Probably not a bad shout.
No, probably not.
I think. And that was me coughing because of the tomato sauce. It leaves a coating, doesn't it?
I don't know. I don't know how much tomato sauce you had on that corned beef pie. To leave a coating.
An appropriate amount for a corned beef pie.
Fair enough. Right, go and sort your face out.
No, I'm going to go. I'm going to do that.
Hello and welcome back to the Space Jam Continuum, the show where we try to make a coherent cinematic universe out of something that was never meant to be one. I'm Chris McLennan.
I'm Carl Noble.
And we're doing another twofer.
We are.
Because I've been
drafted.
You've been called away.
I have.
To go and be in the sea for a couple of weeks.
Got to go be in the sea. I mean, I'd like to say that it's not bothering me, but I'm not looking forward to it. I'm going to do it. But, I mean, I'm not looking forward to it. I don't like it.
So we're going to do a couple today.
We are.
One fueled by tea.
Yep.
One fueled by a cheeky mulled wine, I reckon.
Oh, I love a mulled wine.
Last week, we got bugs in.
No.
The one before we got bugs in.
The one before we got bugs in. Last week
was actually quite
It was very,
uneventful.
very Porky heavy last week. We finished with a look back in time.
Yes.
Which I actually think was quite good.
Yeah.
Like, it was our first
the
solid...
prehistoric Porky, I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whether or not they got the date right. I'm still thinking they fudged that date slightly. Because
billion,
trillion
years.
Yeah, it
BC.
was ridiculous. Like, the time that they said it was like, no. I can't.
I still like the idea that is absolutely the case.
I mean, until we get more information... You know, but it's the fact it was labelled BC as well. You know.
So because it wasn't them at the time calling it that.
Yeah. So, yeah. But, I mean, like, BC, does that mean that Christ exists in their world? Or is it, you know, like...
I'm sure we'll find out.
something different?
I'm sure we'll find out.
What if Jesus is there?
Yeah, he'll pop up at some point, won't he? If he's about, he'll pop up. Because we've been looking ahead in the list, and I'm not going to name names at this stage because it'll be a nice surprise when they come up. But
there's some interesting characters.
There are some big names
and some small names.
And some small names in the future of Looney Tunes.
Yeah. So you're thinking Jesus might be one of them?
I reckon he might pop up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's going to pop up in this one.
No. Well,
because this one very much. Because I'd like to think on our list here, Jesus would be listed.
Well, like seeing who they have listed.
Yeah.
Then I'd like to think
that
probably
Jesus qualifies.
Yeah, to be on the wiki list. Okay.
But yeah. No, I don't think he's going to crop up in this one. It sounds like a Lonesome Elmer number.
It does sound like a Lonesome Elmer.
So we're watching Good Night Elmer from October 26th, 1940. Join us.
All right.
So, what began as a classic tale of man fails to remove coat quickly escalated into a tale of a flame foist into sentience and hunted ruthlessly.
Yeah. Because I thought, this isn't going to be, Elmer hunting anything. But he got angry real quick at that fire.
Yeah, he's got a real short fuse.
Yeah.
But, so basically, Elmer's going to bed. He's got a little candle on one of those little...
Yeah, he obviously doesn't have electric in his house.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it did seem oddly dated.
Yeah.
But, he's got a candle on one of those little, things you carry about. Like Ebenezer Scrooge is always...
I was worried whether or not it was going to go that way. I was thinking, is this going to be an Ebenezer bit? But it's the wrong time of year.
But so he's got the candle. He tries to take his coat off, and he gets one sleeve out, and then he tries to get it off over the candle.
Can't.
And he can't. Obviously. And it doesn't occur to him to swap hands, because you've got to remember Elmer's an egghead.
Yeah.
And he's struggling with
having a human body. Or at least a body, not necessarily a human body.
Yeah,
having a body that's actually his.
Yeah, I think he's still getting used to a lot of basic things.
Yeah.
But then he puts the candle on the windowsill and it blows out, and I reckon that's the point where
the fire got stressed.
The fire got stressed and became sentient. We've seen sentient fire before, in that there was sentient water and sentient fire fighting in that firefighting episode with that dog that killed all those people.
He was there. Killed somebody else. I haven't seen him in a while, actually.
Yeah, we haven't.
No.
Maybe they finally
caught
up with him and said, "Look, mate, you've got to stop killing all those people."
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so then the flame became sentient, and basically every time he tried to snuff it out to go to bed, it would find a way to remain lit.
Yeah.
Which I think is fair enough. It just it's been foisted into sentience.
Yeah.
And it doesn't want to die.
No, which is perfectly understandable because, why would you?
It's understandable for us.
There's a guy washing my window.
If you hear any strange sounds, it's because there's some work going on outside. But yeah, Elmer does want it to die.
Oh yeah, well he just wants to get some kip, doesn't he?
Well, but
he's a tired man. I don't know if he wants it to die. Maybe he just doesn't know it's sentient.
He goes at it with an axe.
Yeah, well, no, but that's because he's on his wall. He's got a box there that says "In case of fire, break glass," and behind it there's an axe. So he's just thinking, there's a fire going on.
Yeah,
I'm thinking he just doesn't. He hasn't been around long enough to realise that things just become sentient. So he thinks he's just trying to put a candle out.
Does he? Maybe do you think he knows he was an egg?
I don't know. I mean, do you remember being born?
No, but because he was an egghead for a while.
He was, yeah.
And then sort of got the real boy treatment.
Yeah, but the thing is, it depends what happened to him. From when he was an egghead to when he became Elmer. I don't know if we ever came to a solid answer, but I know we discussed that. He hatched out of the egg.
Yeah, I reckon that's how. Or that
a body appeared out of the bottom.
Well, I think the egg hatches, and it's I reckon that's. I liked that.
Yeah, so
I think it sort of hatches a body, and then your head's still kind of
egg-like. So what I'm thinking is that everything that he did as an egghead, he now doesn't remember because that was one life. This is a different life, even though it's all one and the same. It's a new beginning.
That's interesting. So he might have no idea that.
Yeah, because the thing is, he was used to the egg was controlling a body, and that requires a certain level of intelligence.
Yeah,
and he doesn't have the intelligence to control his own body. Exactly.
Or he's learning all again.
Well, exactly. Yeah, he's learning new stuff. So I'm thinking that he doesn't understand that fire was sentient, and therefore he's not actively trying to kill it. He's just trying to put it out.
Yeah, he misunderstood the fire axe.
Oh, well, I mean, but there again, that's understandable, because anytime there's a fire axe and it says, "In case of fire, break glass," it doesn't say use the axe, it just says break the glass, and tell you what to do next. Like the button one, I understand.
He went with attack the fire with an axe.
Well, he attacked his whole bloody house.
Well, yeah.
Chopped everything to bits.
Yeah, which I guess is more like what you should do with a fire axe, but you probably shouldn't be...
It's more for getting out of doors and things.
Yeah, exactly. Elmer, if you're listening...
Yeah.
I don't think a candle qualifies as the level of fire required
to use any fire safety equipment.
To use any fire safety equipment.
Because you've lit the fire.
Yeah, you know
that's a fire you've started, and it's contained within the wick.
Although, that was interesting, because he snapped the candle.
He did.
And then there were two flames.
Yeah. So is that the same flame split in half?
Yeah.
Or did it...
Is it like a mirror universe flame? Sort of thing?
Mm.
Like, are they independent? Do they share
or does what happens to one happen to the other? Oh.
Because we've seen... Because in the fire... In the firefighting one, there were independent, flames.
Yeah.
But they were all part of a fire.
They were all
a single fire. Do we think the individual flames share a hive mind within the fire?
Yeah, so, I mean, that would lead us to the fact that there must be a queen fire.
Well, that's also like if you light a match and then light a candle.
Is the match the queen fire?
I think.
What happens if you blow out?
Then
the candle becomes the queen.
That's another thing. That might have been what stressed the candle out. The flame out. Because it lit, it's like, matches, hi mum, and then...
Yeah, he did use
Elmer
multiple candles, though. Like when it blew out the first time at the window, he lit another match to light it. And then it went out again. And then he lit another match. So the fire that... matches are fire eggs.
Matches are fire eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, like, because otherwise, like, the fire that was initially there that got blew up by the window was gone. It wouldn't have known about the next lot of fires. So saying that was the instance that stressed the fire out that was in the rest of the episode wouldn't work, because that fire was been and gone.
Yeah,
and it'd been and gone a couple of times because it blew out a couple of times and he relit it. So the fire that we had was only the last fire he lit. Whereas if they were... all the matches were eggs from a queen fire somewhere... She lays matches.
She lays matches. You said that like it explained everything.
Well, it does.
She lays matches.
She lays matches. So, they all brothers and sisters, and that is potentially what led to the stress, the death in the family.
So there's a queen fire that lays matches.
Yeah. I'm realising now you're saying out loud how ridiculous this might all seem. But I like it. Keep going.
And then, what? Do the teens just gather the matches like you gather eggs? You sell them by the dozen.
Yeah. So potentially again they just might not know. They might not know that matches are fire eggs. or maybe the queen is the one that's boxing them up and selling them. Oh no.
You framed her as a villain now.
I don't know. It just,
packing her kids off. Although, but then we've got the whole thing of things being their jobs. So maybe they
yeah, that's true.
Maybe the queen fire, lays the matches.
Yeah.
And then just ships them off to work.
Yeah, or maybe it's her way of spreading the fire. Realise we've talked about this for a long time. But maybe this is her way of spreading the fire. Maybe she's trying to take over the world, and the best way to do it is to burn it.
It's a big assumption to make. I'm happy with the matches are fire eggs level.
Right.
We'll keep the other bit in reserve, but I'm not happy to settle on it just
yet. Shall we put that one on the back burner?
We'll put that on the back burner, as it were, with the other.
Yeah, with the other ideas we have. Yeah. Okay, so fire eggs are in. Awesome. Okay,
matches are fire eggs.
Yeah. Next.
Next problem, please. Okay, next up we have the Sourpuss. It's a Porky number from November 2nd, 1940. Let's see what this is about. That got pretty intense quite early on.
Yeah, it was really, really weird. So, fishing season is about to start, because the title doesn't give that away at all.
No.
Then Porky's like, okay, fishing season starts tomorrow. Instantly goes into his closet to put on his fishing kit.
Yeah.
And checks himself out in the mirror. And I'm like, right, okay. And he goes up to his cat and he goes, oh, guess what we're going to have for supper tomorrow night? And he's like, does a chicken impression, which was pretty good because he turned his whole arm into wings and shit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Bark, 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 bark. And then Porky's like, no. And then he does his fish impression, which was
tremendous.
Woo! That was, having toon powers, I think, really helps with your ability to change shape.
Yeah, but it means that he's quite comfortable using toon powers
in his
the
house,
privacy of his own home.
In his own house with his cat, wondering where his dog is.
Yeah.
He did seem to have, maybe his dog's just out. Maybe it's his dog's night off and he's got a job to do or something like that, cleaning dishes. I don't know. I imagine he works in the kitchen, scrubbing pots. So he does that, and then the cat goes mental. He's bouncing around the house.
Yeah.
and, up on his head. He goes very daffy.
Very daffy.
Bouncing off the walls. Mouse hole in the wall, obviously in the skirting. He reaches in, grabs the mouse, gives the mouse a big kiss, puts the mouse back. He could have got that mouse at any point. Lazy. Or the mouse is a pet. Or Porky's subletting. I don't know. Because we know mice are a thing. And
I like the idea of the sublet though.
Yeah.
Because when you've got creatures of all kinds of different sizes.
Yeah. They don't need a big house. And what are you doing with your
almost
skirting
like a Russian doll system of sublets. Yeah.
So he's potentially subletting to the mouse. But then the craziest thing happens. The thing I did not expect to happen.
Yeah.
The bird.
Yeah, the bird. It got intense.
It did. So, what I think happened is the bird, seeing the cat doing all this, got stressed out, became sentient.
Yeah.
And his first action...
He just goes, well, now I've seen everything.
Yeah. Pulls out a gun, shoots himself in the head, on screen. Just instant suicide, and he's down on the ground.
But, okay, so I would argue that he can't have just become sentient.
What are you wondering where he got the gun from?
A gun.
No, that seems fair. He's obviously got a 15-day waiting period on the gun. So 16 days. 16 days he's been
sentient. Reckon he got sentient in 16 days?
No, I'm just saying that is the minimum time in which he could have been sentient. Because that gun was a bird-sized gun. It wasn't like he just, he became sentient 10 days ago and found Porky's.
Yeah.
Because Porky's got one. We know Porky's got a revolver kicking about somewhere.
Yeah, in a desk drawer in a study.
Yeah. Along with a candlestick and vial of poison.
But it makes me wonder, what the bird's sudden issue was. Or if he'd always planned to just off himself once he'd seen everything.
Well, yeah, maybe that is it. I would like more backstory. I want to see an origin story for this bird. Because if he's seen everything, that's going to be a hell of a story.
Maybe there are population control laws, though. Maybe, once you've experienced...
Enough.
Yeah,
but he said everything. Or maybe it was just everything on his list. Maybe he's got a list.
Yeah.
And he's seen it, he's like, right, tick.
It's once you've lived a fulfilling life, you've got to off yourself. It's like Logan's Run, but instead of an age...
It's a list.
Cap, it's just
So do you make this list, or do you get given a list?
Yeah, I reckon you make the list.
You reckon you make the list?
It'd be a bit shit if you're given the list.
Maybe that is part of the trouser test. So maybe when you become sentient, you have to make a list of things, because the thing is, things are living a long time. So as you said, there has to be a population control.
Maybe he was trying to game that system by putting, okay, I need to put something on this list that won't happen.
Yeah.
When a cat kisses a mouse.
Yeah. Enjoy.
And it's like, right.
Yeah, I'm going to get away with this.
Slip that one. Get away with this. Whoop. Maybe he's centuries old.
Yeah.
And he thought he was getting away with it. And then the cat kissed the mouse and he was like...
No, he's so old he's happy to live in a cage in a house now.
I think he's subletting as well.
Oh, right, okay.
This might be why Porky hasn't fallen on super hard times of late.
Because he's always been able to sublet out his current...
But he's fallen on hard times before, but he's got his sus now.
Yeah.
He's realised that being a landlord in this crazy world
is working out better for him.
Pretty lucrative.
So, that mouse is getting cheaper accommodation, because he could have a whole house to himself if he wanted, but cheaper accommodation subletting in Porky's skirting.
Exactly.
No, okay, no, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
But
what else went on? Oh, for some reason Porky put all his fishing gear on before going to bed, and then got up again to go fishing.
Yeah, it's because the fishing season didn't start till the next day.
That was a weird thing to do, though.
It was very odd. But the thing is, this wasn't even the bulk of the episode. No. This was just the first 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot happened in the first 2 minutes.
Bulk of the episode.
But then they went fishing, and then it was basically just a chase scene, the classic chase scene of them going after something that doesn't want to be caught. Yeah. And it was a flying fish.
It was a flying fish.
Freshwater flying fish. Now I'm sure they don't exist.
I don't know. I've always seen them as
salt
marine.
Yeah.
I
mean, but it's gone on the list of things that we're going to ask the marine biologist. Yeah. It's gone on the list of things because I'm not entirely sure. I'm almost positive that they are just saltwater.
Right. But then this flying fish can also just straight up fly. Like, it's not.
No, that is true.
It's not sort of gliding and flapping. It's.
And it talks.
It does talk. It was very similar in ilk to the early Porky and Daffy hunting sort of episodes.
And I know this is probably a bit late to be asking these sorts of questions, but with the fish, right? I mean, quite a lot of the animals become sentient and it can talk.
Yeah.
Why would the fish? Because I mean, we require the air to go, the vocal cords to make the noise, and they're doing it. They got lungs, they got flappy gill things, and swim bladders, and no vocal cords, as far as I'm aware. Again, questions. So, do you think in their sentient snap, they change so that they can, breathe a certain amount of air?
Because we've witnessed it once.
Yeah.
And they must change because when we witnessed it in possibly the very first episode we watched, they immediately got on a boat
and got on land and started singing.
But they immediately got out of the water, and we've seen that there was that fish that had that cooking show.
Yeah, that was fine.
Just lived on land, walked around on its little tail,
flips. Yeah, so. Possibly then you could get away with it. Doesn't matter whether or not it's in salt or fresh water.
But we know that there's a sort of marine civilization.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be like a Waterworld situation where they can do both. Just because they've developed the ability to breathe on land doesn't mean that they lose their ability to breathe underwater.
But they've just not accepted.
Yeah.
So they're fine. They can be on the land.
Yeah, but they just haven't.
But there's some sort of...
Or maybe it's a limited time that they can be out there. I don't know.
I just don't know.
Maybe they just can't breathe. Maybe they can't process it well enough yet to be out of the water too long.
I guess we'll find out.
Maybe they dry out, frogs.
Get all crispy.
Yeah, frogs need to be, in and around water, but they breathe air.
Maybe.
They just hold their breath for a long time.
I would explain also that in the one where Porky had the pet shop, why they could go between those tanks with relative ease.
Yeah, but that would require them all to be then sentient.
That's
true.
But
there again, I suppose if we're bringing this subletting thing, that maybe there wasn't a pet shop. Maybe it was just Porky's landlord.
It was just an apartment block for fish.
For fish.
Who knows?
Yeah, well, hopefully us eventually.
Yeah, I hope so.
Hopefully us. Yeah.
I mean, if we're not on this,
no one is.
I
think we're the only people tackling these hard questions.
That can't be allowed to happen.
No. Someone has to be on it, and the mantle has fallen to us. So I think we carry on. I reckon we see what's next.
Okay, I mean, I think we should just move on, but I think first we need to see to the Porky Piggy Bank situation.
Oh, it's that time.
It is that time.
I just forgot about it because it's so empty.
Yeah.
Like, you shake it.
Basically just a porcelain pig.
Yeah, that's what it is
until there's some money in there.
Yeah, until it starts rolling in.
Well, let's see if we can do something about that.
Alright, let's.
Okay, so basically this is the part of the show where we need to ask for your help.
Yeah, just a little bit of help.
Just a little bit of help.
Just a small amount of help. It's not even a handful of help.
Yeah. So we do the show for free, and don't worry, it's going to stay free. You can get all your important insights into the Lunar Tooniverse.
And some of your not so important insights.
And a lot of incredibly unimportant insights as well.
Yammering.
For free.
Yeah, totally free.
But hosting and things cost us money. Rob at Kaiju keeps the whole thing
up and running. Nice and smooth and easy, so we don't have to. Because
we don't have to.
I don't think it would happen as smoothly
if
we were the ones
it makes everything very nice and fluid. But for that, we've set up a Patreon page over on kaiju.fm.
Yep.
If you go there and click support us, you can see what we're all talking about. But ideally, if you enjoy the show, please help us out.
Yeah,
with a little bit.
Yeah, like $1 a month.
$1 a month.
$1 a month makes a big difference. The more people that do it, the more money we get, and that.
And there's a few things we'd like to do on Kaiju FM to if we get enough support coming in.
Yeah.
So we want to do a D&D podcast with some of the hosts from the other shows.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel.
Get that done.
That'd be good.
So if you enjoy the show, please head on over there and take a look, because even the smallest donation makes a big difference to us. If not, if you could maybe just give us a review on iTunes, a little cheeky rating, because that helps the visibility of the podcast in a big way.
It does.
And especially in these early stages when the podcast's still starting
relatively young.
It's really important to get the visibility up, because it can be daunting to join something at that late stage.
Yes.
Head on over to kaiju.fm, click support us, and take a look.
Let's see what you think.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
I believe that role-playing games are art. Specifically, role-playing games are theatre, which means theatre artists are natural role players.
What sort of hat am I wearing?
It's the important details.
Is it like a tricorn hat?
Yeah, he has got into full theatre mode now.
Right,
this is amazing.
So they want to be entertained. I'm going to give them a shot with my iron and my tricorn hat.
Life's a game. The world's our stage. And we're merely role players. Merely Role Players, a podcast where dramatic people play role-playing games. Hosted by me, MJ Starling, in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Find us at merelyroleplayers.podbean.com or search your usual podcast app for Merely Role Players.
Okay, now we're wealthy men.
That's good.
Let's press on.
Maybe I don't need to go offshore now.
Now, bedtime seems to be a theme this week. We had Good Night, Elmer.
Yeah, I suppose it is getting into the later part of 1940, so maybe
where everyone's going to bed.
Maybe they're just feeling a bit sleepy in the later part of the year, nights are coming in, much like it is now, actually.
Yeah. It is getting dark now.
It is.
The little solar-powered wiggling Mr. Bean on the windowsill is not wiggling.
He's nodding oh, there he goes. Every so often he nods, but that's it.
So yeah, I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
I only raised the issue because the next episode is called Bedtime for Sniffles.
It is.
It's a Sniffles number.
Obviously.
From November 23rd, 1940. Join us.
That's made me feel all festive.
Yeah.
It's getting me ready for the mulled wine we're going to have.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be great. We should have had a nice cup of it there, but we didn't.
Yeah, but so it opens with, some carol singers singing Joy to the World.
Yeah.
And then it pans up and we see those European-style buildings we're used to in the Sniffles episodes, but nestled atop one by the chimney, little barrel house that Sniffles lives in.
That's his house now. That's good.
Do we think that they know he lives up there?
What, you think they've put the barrel up there and put it up for rent?
Do we think it works in the same sort of do you think he lets that? They let that property, or do you think he just lives somewhere?
Maybe he's the landlord and they sublet from him. Maybe he owns the whole thing.
Maybe.
I doubt
it. But it was interesting because it's the first time I've really thought about it. The animals are different sizes. There's nothing manufactured for.
No,
mice.
not really. No,
they're in a very much a borrower's sort of situation.
Yeah, we've seen them adapting items to.
Yeah, and that little blabbermouse episode was similar.
Yeah,
but I wonder where the cutoff is, in.
Yeah, I don't know
because he drinks out of a thimble. His taps are like pipettes above a wine glass.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just because they are actually what is manufactured for them, but they're just so used to, it being that way that they actively want to do it.
Fine.
Well, it was just part of their culture. It's like, no, this is traditional for us.
But I'd be interested to see inside. Although Little Blabbermouse was American, wasn't it?
Yeah,
we didn't think that was a European job.
No. Whereas this very clearly is.
So I was wondering if it was a difference in those two cultures.
No, it could be.
But anyway. It's Christmas, and Sniffles is trying to stay up waiting for Santa Claus, who's coming apparently
midnight. I
can't remember, in an hour and 33 minutes and 47 seconds or something like that.
That was pretty much what he said.
Which is odd. Like, it sounds like, Santa's got far more of a public schedule in this world.
Yeah, but I mean, like we've always kind of, Sniffles is quite obviously a child. It seems odd that he's living alone. And as a kid, you do always kind of make that assumption. That's going to be midnight.
I don't know. I don't think I ever did.
No.
No.
I don't know. It's just because midnight when you're like 4 is late.
Yeah, but he can't do everyone at midnight.
No, that is. Well, I mean, obviously.
And so, I was wondering, maybe because Santa was real. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He's in the end of the episode. So Santa's real in this universe.
Yes, yeah, he actually exists.
And it's also, to an extent, confirmed, some Jesus action. But we just don't know.
If they've got Christmas, then.
Yeah. But he's real. Maybe, in a universe where people just know Santa's real,
they've got.
He does just go, I'll get to you at this time.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes, if you're awake, he doesn't come in. He leaves one of those little red notes that says, "We tried to deliver your presents, but you were awake."
Sorry, sorry, we caught you. We thought you'd be out. Yeah, maybe. Because I mean, the thing is, obviously, in this, if Santa's real, that means that he's obviously got to have his Santa-esque powers. Now, is he using his toon powers, or is he magic?
Or he's using additional Santa powers?
Yeah, additional magic Santa powers.
Maybe he is allowed to use his toon powers on a certain day, government
Which
sanctioned.
is why... So maybe all of the mythical creatures like Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, maybe they're all real.
They have a remit. They have a remit
yeah.
to use toon powers under certain circumstances.
Yeah, publicly using them without any reprisal.
It's like, it's part of the job description.
Yeah.
You sign some sort of waiver.
So maybe Santa's not eternal, it's just a job that's passed down, and at that point you're then granted...
Yeah, you're a Santa.
Yeah. So maybe that's how... maybe it's not that it's one Santa servicing the whole world. Maybe it's the shopping centre Santas, but they're just allowed to...
But they're organised.
Yeah, so you've got one head Santa, and then many mini Santas who go around doing their area, which means you probably are able to do more of a...
You've got a look in your eye, and I'm really worried that you're going to say that presents are Santa eggs.
Hadn't even thought of it. Now you say it. No.
It's just
everything's eggs. They're all eggs. So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, it could be something like that where you've got that. Therefore, you could get specific slots because he doesn't have to do the whole world in one night. He's just got to do his area.
The one thing that was made for mice was the Spoonerism Haxwell Mouse coffee.
Yeah,
but
that was good.
It was giant.
Yeah,
it wasn't made for his size, but it was mouse coffee apparently.
I'm sure you had a magazine there, Good Mousekeeping.
Yeah,
that was.
He's just not going to keep a mouse.
Well, no, but it was the housekeeping magazine, isn't it?
Well, that's just very confusing.
All right, I didn't write the fucking thing.
It's like it's getting almost Smurf level confusing.
Yeah,
we just use mouse, the word mouse for
arbitrarily.
Anything that's even close.
Yeah.
But yeah, that didn't answer a great deal, but it was a nice little insight into Sniffles. Yeah, he can't stay awake for shit either.
Oh, no. By 10:30, he was ready to go. And it took ages for his tiny kettle to boil.
Yeah, he made himself some coffee.
It took a good half hour.
And it took ages, and he was asleep many times in that.
Yeah, I thought he was going to fall asleep in the basin at one point and drown himself. I thought, oh god.
We also saw his sort of spirit had already sort of gone to bed.
That's probably why he was so sleepy.
And it beckoned him to bed. So, like,
I reckon once your spirit's gone to bed, you're ready.
Like
for
I did that. Like, if you're really sleepy in the Toon world, then your spirit's already left your body.
Yeah, maybe that's why you get sleepy.
Because you're basically undead, I guess, at that point.
Yeah.
Until you get into bed.
Until you get into
with
bed.
your ghost.
And then you're okay. Well, what was good is that the ghost was really adamant to get him in. Got him in. Managed to slow down time as he went through the sky, which was quite good. And then blew the candle out at the end.
Yeah, helpful.
Because, he left it on.
Yeah, and he wouldn't want... Because if he'd left it on, there's a chance Santa would have come and gone, oh, he's awake.
Oh, he's in.
And then he'd get no gifts.
He'd get a little note.
So his ghost is...
a different year for delivery.
Yeah. His ghost has his best interests at heart.
I think so.
So that's good to know.
It does
it's
make
good
me
to know
wonder,
that your ghost sort of has your back.
Yeah, it does make me wonder whether or not that happens in our world. Because there's times that I've gone to sleep before and know I've left the lamp on. And I wake up and I want the lamp's off.
Is that it?
That's the whole story. What would you want?
Well, I don't know.
I'm suggesting that my spirit turn the lamp off. That's what I'm suggesting. I thought that was quite obvious.
I know what you're suggesting. I just really thought there was going to be a bit more.
No. Short, concise stories. That's what I'm about.
Fair enough.
I always leave people expecting more. Not necessarily wanting
it.
Just expecting it.
Right. We've got time for one more, I think.
Yeah, I should think so.
So let's move on to Porky's Hired Hand from November 30th, 1940. It's Porky on his lonesome.
Honest Todd.
That was a weird one.
Yeah,
there's a lot of just...
Is Porky now in charge of his dad's farm, or is he just
always
head
do
of
the
HR?
chicken? Didn't he always do the chicken bit though?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, because he was part of Porky's egg farm. So yeah, maybe he's always just run the chicken side of things, and now he's
hiring Gregory Pig.
Gregory the pig. He's a bit simple in there.
He's pretty simple. But that was explained away
very quickly, yeah.
later on.
Because he keeps trying to use his head to open the door.
Yeah. So Porky has hired another pig to stand watch.
Yeah. Night shift.
The night shift for the fox who keeps coming and trying to steal chickens.
Yeah.
The fox does come.
Obviously.
Does put a load of chickens in a bag.
Yep.
Gregory's there, but he hoodwinks him.
He does. He is sly.
And tricks Gregory into helping him by saying and being his partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's learned. He's quite sly even for a fox because he doesn't go to town on the chickens just as soon as he's in there.
No,
he's putting them in a bag.
But you were suggesting maybe he's thinking about opening up his own chicken farm.
Well, I think just to serve himself.
But yeah, and that's that is the clever way of doing it.
Because then you commit the crime once.
Yep.
And then you don't have to bother anyone anymore.
It's the whole give a man a fish, teach a man to fish thing.
Yeah.
And he was obviously not given a chicken. He was taught how to farm chickens.
Yeah.
And he then took that kind of in the right way, but the wrong way. And now is stealing his initial haul of chickens.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of odd, because he's talking about profit and stuff, and it's so he's not planning on just munching them all down.
No, but I mean, with that many chickens, you're probably going to end up with too many for one.
I guess just serve the whole
eat.
fox community.
Yeah, so possibly he's then just going to sell, fox fried chicken, FFC. He's going to open up his own fried chicken franchise.
That's what you reckon?
Yeah, the FFC franchise.
But yeah, essentially he winds up trying to leave, but the door next to it's the incubator room.
Yeah.
He swallows the key, which I think was overkill.
I think it was a bit much.
And realises he's stuck in the incubator room.
Yeah.
And then Gregory, and this is where we realise why Gregory might be quite as slow as he is.
Yeah.
Repeatedly, and with tremendous force, attempts to knock the door down with his head.
Yeah.
He fails
miserably.
The fox, Porky comes in. She gets the spare key off the hook,
which is hanging right next to it.
Yeah. Opens the door up, and the fox is all shrunk. And he says to Porky that he'll be hearing from his lawyer.
Yeah, because you've ruined him. But what I did find interesting is there was a lot of continuity errors. Now, that in films I can understand because the order of filming and stuff like that isn't always in the order that you watch it. But this isn't a film. This is real life. This is what's actually happening, which means that in the Toon world, continuity errors happen.
I think in a world where objects become sentient, like
the fox's dungarees, has one strap on it, and that seemed to hop from shoulder to shoulder without any.
But that wasn't even like from scene to scene. Sometimes it was just like, well, that's moved through his neck.
Yeah, immediately. And then the last thing that I did notice was the door in the incubator room.
Yeah.
So Gregory's smashing his head off it. The handle is on the right-hand side of the door. Goes to Porky. He comes in with his gun. He grabs the key and then puts it in the lock. The handle's now on the left-hand side of the door.
Handle got stressed out because there was a guy bashing his head against it.
And moved.
And then when Porky got the key, he moved over. He wanted to make that as easy as possible.
Yeah.
He was just like, yeah, I'm here.
I'm over here now.
Unlock me.
Yeah, that was a bit odd because I've never really looked for continuity errors. Because I've always just been like, well, there can't be any. It's the portal.
Yeah.
It's not filming.
We've got to take it at face value.
Yeah, exactly.
But alas.
There it is.
It was a weird one. It wasn't very insightful. I sort of recognise that Fox character there. Have we seen him before, or is he...
I think it's just that, this is our, slight toon racism coming out, that we've seen foxes before. And, we're just going...
They all look the same to me.
They all look the same to me.
That's a shame. It's a real shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't very insightful, which is a shame.
Well, I mean, the good thing is it leaves us on a nice one for next week, though.
It does.
I think.
Okay, so next week we'll open on an entirely new character.
We will. Oh, and look what the episode's called. So we might see that fox again.
We might see that fox again. Of Fox and Hounds. Yeah. But, we'll introduce this new character next week. Yeah, which is for us in a minute.
After I've got the wine on.
You've got to get a mulled wine
on.
Get
the mull on.
Because we're going to get wintry.
We are.
From now on until the new year.
I think that's probably going to be best idea.
Pretty wintry.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Homely.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
So join us.
Put it in the oven or do it on the hob?
I don't know. Whichever you fancy. I forgot about oven mull. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll catch you all next week.
Yeah.
Join us for a cheeky mull.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.